Hey guys, what is up? My name is PandaMaster, and welcome to my spoiler-free Episode 3 review of 30 Coins. Apologies for the long wait. I know this has been a long time coming, and Episode 4 has come out since then, and I haven't seen it yet. I wanted to wait until I at least saw, or at least got this video filmed and uploaded before I watched the 4th episode. If all goes well, hopefully I'll watch it tonight, upload a video tomorrow of my reaction/review to that. But first off, I want to thank you guys so much for all of the responses to the last video. It blew up, and I was really excited about that. And so, thank you guys. I loved all the comments and stuff. I haven't watched the other recommended viewings that have been suggested to me, but I do want to. Things have just been really busy right now. Got a lot of new people. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a college student, and so I have classes starting next week, and I just moved back to my apartment, and so I've been very, very busy just catching up and getting ready for the semester and all of that. So things have been really wacky. I also stream both here and on Twitch, and that hasn't happened in like a week or two, and so I'm hoping to be back to normal next week. But yeah, it's just this week has been crazy, and last week was crazy, and all that stuff. But anyway. Let's talk about the mirror, because I thought this was yet another strong episode for the show. I thought it was great. I'm probably sitting somewhere between an 8 or a 9, just trying to think about it, because I love all the exposition that we're getting and all of the different things, just further explaining what's going on in the show and just seeing more and more. And I love the, again, supernatural aspect that I described earlier about the first 2 episodes, where it does kind of seem like we're getting like the quote-unquote monster of the week, just different stuff, but then you have this overarching storyline. I love that form of storytelling. I think it works really well in terms of a television series, and I think, you know, The Mirror is no different, and I think there's a lot of really cool stuff. I think we got a lot of really cool information about, and sorry, I'm so bad with names. I don't know why it's specifically with losing my train of thought here with foreign language stuff, but I get really bad at names. But Padre Manuel, we learned a lot of information about him, and really just diving into, you know, his fears and what's been going on with him. Because to be perfectly honest, the first 2 episodes, it's like I kept going back and forth whether I liked him as a character, and that says nothing to Eduard Fernandez's portrayal of him. Nothing against him. I think he's a phenomenal actor. It's just like whether or not the character he plays is likable, because there are some points where, you know, he comes in and he does these heroics, and it's like, oh, this is a really cool guy, but then he's such a dick to Elena. Like he's like, no, you're crazy, don't worry about it. And considering all the things that he's gone through, it makes sense. Like I can understand where this is coming from, but it's just not making him a very likable character in that front. So he keeps flip-flopping back and forth in my mind as a likable character, because he does some really cool things, and then like the show makes me sympathize with him because of showing his backstory, what he's been through, but it's still just very much like I'm so back and forth with it. And I don't think that's detrimental to the show. I'm literally just like thought process right now. Like, these are my thoughts about Padre as a character. And so Elena and Paco, though, they're my main. I love them so much. I love Paco, like Miguel Angel Silvestre. Absolutely amazing actor. I love him a lot. And he's the only actor out of any of these people that I have seen before. But also Megan Montaner as Elena absolutely kills it, and so I really love her performance. And I've already said about Eduardo Fernandez, very, very talented actor. They're all great. Still don't like Merche. Still don't like her. I just nothing against the actress. Just really, really despise that character and hope that she is dealt with accordingly. Like, if she somehow gets killed off this season, I will not bat an eye, because I want Paco and Elena to make love. And I say that in, like, I don't say that in a horny way. I say that in a, I think they're meant to be, and I just don't like Merche. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. You are selfish, and I don't like you. So just get out. Get out, okay? It's, like, as much as the Elena Paco dynamic is like kind of predictable, I just think it's meant to be at this point. Like, if they aren't setting it up, they better be, because come on, just make it happen. But yeah, I like the different stuff going on. I like how we're getting some backstory towards, I believe his name, it starts with a G, the boy that Padre quote unquote killed back in Rome. He didn't, but you know what I mean. Like, we learn more about him and his backstory, and just, again, more about Padre's fears and what's been going on with him. And I like that with the mirror. I think there's a lot of really cool stuff. Again, I'm going to keep this spoiler free, but the last, like, it's weird to say the third act of a television episode, since they are so short compared to, like, a film. But, the third act of the episode, 100%, like, out of left field. And I'm very interested to hear about the backlash of that, like, what happens, because we don't really see the aftermath of the events of the mirror just quite yet. So, episode 4 is called Memories, so I'm curious to see exactly how that's going to play out. Like I said, I'm excited to watch it tonight. And so, there's a lot of stuff that we are sort of left in the dark about, and I love that about this show, the mystery aspect of it, where we keep learning stuff. Like, it doesn't feel like we're being, like, tugged along and we're not being informed of things. Like, we're learning more and more every single episode. And I feel like, there's nothing detrimental about that with the show, because we are continuing to learn more and more about Padre's history, the history of these demons and Rome and all this stuff. It's making a lot of sense. Like, we learned a lot of information this episode, and again, I'll keep it spoiler free, about why things are going the way that they are going. Like, why these things are happening to Padre, why they're happening to this town, what's going on, what they're after, that sort of thing. We're finally seeing why this show is called 30 Coins, right? Because so far we've only seen the one coin, and we got those other things. We got the one about, we saw the very beginning of Cobwebs, which I forgot about until we saw something similar. But about that one guy stealing a coin and just, like, shooting up, what was it, a bank, right? Otherwise, but the main focus has been that one coin, right? And so we're finally getting information as to what's going on in that sense. Like, why is this happening? What's the goal? What are they after? Who is the they? What's going on? And so we're finally learning this information, but it's still asking even more questions about, they're in this small town, right? Like, this is this small town in Spain, this village where, everything is about trying to be as normal as possible, and just all of this stuff, especially in Paco's point of view as the mayor, just trying to keep things safe and normal. But each episode, things are getting progressively more and more chaotic. And I'm hoping that with episode 4, we'll see this sort of look into, like, the town realizing, hey, something is seriously wrong, and, like, pushing back on Paco and being like, what the heck is going on? Because I think realistically, due to all the events that have happened over the first 3 episodes, I think you'd be an idiot not to realize that something is seriously wrong with this town right now. And so, I'm hoping episode 4 explores that. I'm hoping that this isn't just everything's normal, and the people just sort of are ignorant to the whole thing, because it's, and again, after that third act, it's pretty obvious that everybody should know what's going on. And so I'm hoping with episode 4 they'll go into that. Again, I don't think they should have done it any earlier, because I think, the first 2 episodes, obviously, it can kind of be covered up. But after this third one, I don't think there's any way you can do it. I think there needs to be some stuff going on. And again, there's nothing detrimental so far. I don't fault the show. I'm just saying, as sort of like a prediction, I'm hoping that episode 4 will go into that, because I think that otherwise it's going to be detrimental, because, not that the show is necessarily realistic. I mean, we've got demons and all this sort of stuff. I mean, maybe it's real. I don't know. But, there does need to be a certain form of reality to sort of make it interesting, in that, this could happen. And so I think just with the way that they have things narratively, I would hope that would be something that happens in the next episode. But not that it needs to be the biggest focus, of course. I don't even necessarily think I would want that, but I would like it to be a part of subsequent episodes, is the town basically being like, what the hell, and pressuring Paco, and either them coming clean or coming up with some sort of way to stave off the mob, because I'm sure this is going to impact his mayoral re-election and whatever, based off of his responses and his actions. And so I'm hoping that becomes a part, because they've kind of hinted towards it, where Paco is obsessed with his image throughout the show, and so I feel like that's something that is pretty likely to happen. But I love this show. I cannot stress enough, like, if y'all haven't seen it, I had spoilers for the first 2 episodes, so I'm hoping if you're watching this video, you've at least started watching 30 Coins. But again, if you haven't for some reason, please go watch it. It's so good. It's just absolutely incredible show. I really, really love it. I'm excited to see more. Like I said, I literally would be caught up right now. It's just things have been crazy. And so I also have a review for One Night in Miami coming up right after this. And so yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. And so like this video, subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below of 30 Coins. I want to talk about it. My guys that showed up for the last time, let's keep talking about 30 Coins. I love having discussions. I love, interacting with people and all that sort of thing, especially because with shows like this, I don't know anybody else, right, who has seen 30 Coins. So, interact, like, let's talk about it. Let's, have a discussion. I think it's a really great show, and I'd love to continue this conversation down in the comments, so feel free. But I will see you guys next time for whatever it is I'm doing. All right, see ya.